Man, you know what? There's a lot that I can say.
This Chandler Jones situation is genuinely disturbing, and this is a prime example of how scary things can get very quickly. And when it comes to football players with these CTE type of injuries, you just really never know what could happen. Now, I am completely speculating with that statement just because I don't know exactly what's going on, but it is genuinely shocking with what's happening, and I don't really even know what to make of it. So what I'm gonna do is just give you guys the high level and explain what is going on with Chandler Jones. Let's start from the beginning. Chandler Jones was traded from the Cardinals to the Raiders once the new management and coaching staff took over in Vegas. The new coaching staff included Josh McDaniels and GM Dave Ziegler, who also coached Jones in New England when he was on the Patriots as well, so you would think they have a relationship. And those names are very important to the story, so please remember that. They would have a rocky year in his first year with the Raiders, and they were looking to start over and come into the year new. Then things got odd as early as training camp. Chandler was a limited participant in training camp, and he claims he didn't know why the organization was holding him out of practice. And he was a healthy scratch in the first week of the season, which made people confused because he's still a really good player and he's not holding out for any type of situation. Then Josh McDaniels would say this.
Obviously, there was a situation with Chandler Jones yesterday. Has there been any resolution to that?
I'm not going to talk about that's kind of a personal situation, and I'm going to steer away from that. It's a private matter. And
when anyone says private matter or personal issue, that is always something to keep an eye on because it could literally mean anything. But the number one thing is that something is definitely off and something to keep an eye on, like I said. Then shortly after, he would take a bizarre rant on social media, basically calling out his head coach and GM. Then he would go on to say that he was locked out of the Raiders training facility and they wouldn't let him back in. And he would have multiple really serious allegations. Then he would send a text to presumably GM Dave Ziegler in a long-winded text message thread where he would be basically begging for a callback. And it would say, "How do you expect me to play this season and I can't even get my GM on the phone? Thanks for that portal. Should I call Josh McDaniels or will he not pick up either? Why y'all bring me to Vegas to play with me?" Then a day or so later, he would post on Instagram saying that the Raiders sent a wellness check on him because they were concerned about his well-being, which honestly I'm not surprised about. Then he would rifle off several more bizarre social media posts basically calling out everyone and continually talking trash about his coach and GM. And then for about a week or two, he was actually pretty quiet. Then things really turned for the worse on Monday, September 25th. Reportedly, per his handwritten documents that he posted on social media, he was hospitalized the week before against his will and spent time in the behavioral health facility. Jones wrote in a letter posted to his X account saying that the Las Vegas Fire Department took him in and they said that he had to remain hospitalized as part of a court hold. He claims that he was injected with an undisclosed substance despite not consenting to these injections. He would say, "I haven't done anything wrong," Jones wrote. "The police were concerned about me because of my posts online." And he would also say that he tried to get a hold of Dave Ziegler multiple times, even though he said he didn't have any cell connection or communication. All of his wording is kind of all over the place, so you're not really sure what he's trying to say compared to what's actually happening. Then on Thursday the 28th is where things got extremely bizarre. He would go on a live on social media and call literally everyone out, taking shots at Larry Fitzgerald and saying that he would slap former Titans offensive lineman Taylor Lewan, call out RG3, poke fun at Adam Schefter, and then he would say that he would want to do a podcast with Antonio Brown and call it the CTE podcast. Then out of nowhere on that live, he would start hysterically crying about his friend Aaron Hernandez.
Y'all thought Chico himself in jail? Y'all thought Chico himself in jail? Oh.
Honestly, this is one of the most bizarre situations I've seen. Then he would go on to say that Josh McDaniels actually had Aaron Hernandez killed in Industrial Park. Man, what is going on? This is a very serious situation. And even if he's wrong and he's just losing it, the NFL absolutely has to look into this stuff and figure out what's going on here. I'll be sure to make another video on this because I'm sure in the future there'll be a lot more coming out on it. So to stay up to date, make sure you follow, ring that bell to get notified about all the upcoming videos, and let me know your thoughts in the comments because this is just insane. And honestly, like I said before, I genuinely don't know what to make of it.